Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon in Indian time. And my name is Ashok Veda. I have Divya Maggu with me, who have transitioned to data science career, and she's a student of DataMites. And it's a success story. We are here to learn from her success story, and any questions you have in this career related things in data science, we'll be more than happy to take you through. And this video is streamed in multiple channels. And if you have any questions, if you're watching in YouTube or LinkedIn, I suggest you put those questions in the comments in the corresponding channel, and DataMites team can copy paste it in the Zoom chat box so that we can take it from there. All right, so let's begin. I'll start with congratulating Divya. Divya, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we will start with your background. Just introduce before you have pursued the course with DataMites. What was your career and what's your education background? Quick introduction, please.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to all. I'm Divya Maggu from Punjab, and I'm from CSE background. I did my graduation in BTech CSE from SSIT Punjab only. And how I came in touch with DataMites is like very tricky. Like during my college days, I'm pretty familiar with the Python language. Like I built 2 projects also, GUI applications in Python. But like I started thinking like, no, Divya, it's not your cup of tea. So in development size, you cannot give your 100%. So I started thinking like how you can give your final project, like how you will do your final project. So I started exploring like what can I do after learning Python. So I started exploring. So I came with data science. So I exploring very deeply in data science, like how the machine learning and full roadmap of the data science. So then I came up with the data science through the internet only. So I joined DataMites for CDS course in the month of January 2022. So
Certified data science.
yes,
right?
certified data. Yes, sir. So there I started.
So when did you join? It's
2022, sir.
Okay, that was just last year, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
In April.
No, sir. January, end of the January.
January. Okay, so you would have finished your course 8 months, right? So about September or so, isn't it?
No, sir. In the mid of August, I completed the course.
Okay, that's good. And also the projects were completed by then?
Yes, sir. Yes, all the
Your
projects.
examination with IABAC is also done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's wonderful. So you have actually completed within 8 months. So
yes.
Normally people stretch it to 9-10 months. That's very good.
Yeah.
So when did you join the AI's exam room is what your current employer is?
Yes.
So when did you join that?
In September, sir. 5th of September.
Okay, great. So you got placed within like right after you completed your course.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's wonderful. So congratulations. And you've been already working as a data scientist, ML engineer for about 3 months now, I guess, 3 or 4 months.
Yes, sir. 4.5 months.
4.5 months. How was your journey? How was your experience?
It is good, sir. Like really, I learned a lot in within 3 and 4 months. I learned a lot there.
Okay, wonderful. So let's take a little dial back a bit. So when you joined DataMites for pursuing this data science course, what was your knowledge in statistics and programming? How good are you? Yeah.
In Python, I was familiar with Python like basic level, like Python for data science. I explored on YouTube only, but here I started with in a symmetric manner, like from 0 to I start. So then after, yes.
Structured manner. All right.
Yes, sir. Then I started with basic Python for data science, then basic maths and basic stats, then a machine learning part, which was very interesting. Then come up with the projects only, some deep learning algorithms also.
Correct.
Yes.
CNN part, the image classification. stuff.
Yes.
So you didn't have much of knowledge in Python before, and as well as no knowledge in statistics, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's good. So statistics, was it difficult to learn? How was it?
Not that much, but it was interesting, sir. For me, it was really interesting.
Okay, good. How much time you spent per day during this 7 or 8 months when you're doing your course with DataMites? How many hours per day you spend apart from the training hours?
Someday I spend 3 to 4 hours. It's based on like my mood only, sir. So
Okay.
yeah, sir. For some day it was like 5 to 6 hours also, but some day it's also 2 hours. But it's only depend on your sir, how dedicated you are.
Mhm.
So yeah, sir.
So about 3 hours, can I take an average? Two
Yes,
hours.
sir. Yes, sir. Consistently, you give. I give 2 hours maximum. Yeah.
Okay. And 2 hours of the training time anyway. So that has
Yes,
to.
sir. Yeah. For yeah.
So that's in line with the average. That's what we also ask as a commitment. So essentially 2 to 3 hours apart from your training,
Yes.
if you can give, then it comes to about 20-25 hours per week. That is a kind of a success uh, number of hours. So if you spend that kind of time, like 20-25 hours a week for at least 6 to 8 months, then you should be ready with the skills to the market. Good. So
Yes.
you said you don't have any problem learning statistics because it is applied statistics, not really the research level of statistics. Even
Yeah.
that's what is
Not
required for
advanced.
is. And you really liked machine learning. What did you like in machine learning? When
Sir,
you're learning,
all like some part of it's like theoretical, and sir, I love to dig deep into the topics, like how the things are working. So that's why I found this interesting.
so you did dig deep into the algorithms, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
understand how every algorithm work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I normally say people that when you're learning, you have to really dig deep. Then you'll be confident because you know how the algorithm works.
Yes.
When you really go into the practical, you've been working as an ML engineer for about 3-4 months now. Does it really matter that how the algorithm works? No.
No, sir.
So I have the same experience because I have easily 35 engineers working for me for my projects. When I have taken the interviews 3-4 years before, they were really, really good understanding what is the objective function, what's the mathematical formula, how every one of the algorithms, support vector mesh and random forest. They even explained the tree very, very, very nicely. But now they are senior ML engineers doing global projects. If I ask them to explain now, no one knows. So,
Yes, sir. Same
so
here.
in the real world, you really don't require the working of the algorithm. You become more practical. Your applied knowledge is more important. But
Yes.
when you're looking for a career transition or begin your career in ML and AI, the way the algorithm works is really important because that's what being tested. We want to understand, do you know the fundamentals, right? Okay. How much is your coding knowledge helped you? So, a lot of people have this concern that data scientists have to be really a developers. Do you think so?
No, sir. Not that much like developers. Like
So what's your experience? Yeah.
yes, sir. Like how you input your thoughts through coding in machine learning or these computer vision projects. So not, I don't think so, sir. Like we have to adopt like developers only. No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
All right. So that also that's something some people have it in the market, the myth, right? I keep telling them, but you guys who have learned for 7-8 months transition to career, your words are better than mine because you actually went in the path, right? So typically, you don't need to be a developer. In fact, data scientists are more like they 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 experiment with different algorithms, different inputs, different data points, different transformation of data. It's more an exploration than coding. Coding is pretty much standard. When you deploy the algorithm, you also have a help from ML engineers or software developers who can recode your algorithms
Yes.
and then deploy it, right? Your work is not developing something ready for the deployment. Your work is more on the getting the model with the accuracy or the results as
Yes.
per the business, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you do agree that 7 months someone can become a data scientist. You did, but are you an exceptional student, by the way? Are you a brilliant student in your college?
No, sir, not like that. But yeah, in top five.
You're in top five. But, do you really think anyone with an average background, should
Yes.
they be able to get into data science and ML with 8 months of study?
Yeah, sir.
It is very much possible, isn't it?
Yes, it is possible. If you have interest in this field, you can rock it. Seriously. If you have interest, it's totally based on your interest.
And the dedicated hours
Yes.
per day,
Yeah, sir. Consistently.
consistent working. So I also tell a lot of students, in fact, even the freshers and even experienced folks, that it is not like your college days where you study at the end, right? When
Yes.
you're learning data science ML, every single day, I mean, you can take the day, weekend off if you want, but every single day, spending 3 hours revising the topics you have learned and making sure that you have understand the concept. If you don't understand the concept, come back and work with your mentors, or you have YouTubes and stuff, review these topics, and making sure that you got the topic of the week, you understood it, you practiced it. And if you do it consistently for 4 to 5 months, then you should be ready for the market.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your experience with the projects with DataMites? What kind of projects you have done?
So I did two projects of image classification and one regression problem and one client project I made. So yes, it was really good working. It was fun, like how the image classification also works. I dig into the deep of like CNN algorithm, how it works, and I apply different techniques to get the higher of the accuracy. So I learned a lot doing projects. Literally during projects, I learned a lot because it
Correct.
was practically, yes, sir.
That's very true, because the first 4 months, it's more about understanding key concepts, doing small, tiny, little projects. But
Yes.
when it comes to phase three, you apply the things you learned in your phase two, which is a theoretical phase. And then you actually learn more because now you see things are working and you know how is that it's delivering the business value.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. You worked in a group, right? Is it a group in the projects?
Yes, sir. It was in team. Like it was also good, like to work in a team. How you gonna think like that we divide the subtasks into to multiple team members. So it was really good experience. It was.
Okay, wonderful. Did you, how many interviews you failed? I didn't ask that. So did you fail in interviews before getting into this job?
Yes, sir. Three interviews. So it was my fourth interview that I got selected in
Okay.
exam
What were
round.
the mistakes you have done in the first interviews? Or maybe the topics you didn't know, which,
Yeah, sir. They asked me basic Python. I cleared that, but some SQL part also I lost there. So the first interview, but I learned a
then you
lot
revised
from.
your SQL.
Yes, sir.
You revised your SQL related
Yes,
concept.
sir.
Yeah, that's true. Nowadays, SQL is becoming really important because that's the first step, right? So you gather the data by
Yes,
querying different databases. So SQL is very important for many businesses.
yes, sir.
So anything else you have learned from the first three failures?
Yes, sir. I learned only through the interviews, I failure interviews, like how I gained confidence, like how to come in the interviews with confidence, how to communicate. So I learned one thing, like you should expert in context, how you expressing your thoughts to the interviewer. This is the really important thing.
Very good. So all the three interviews you failed also arranged by DataMites placement team?
No, sir. Two are all arranged by DataMites. One is
By your own.
yes, sir.
By your own. Okay. So DataMites arranged two interviews, and then the third interview, the one you
Oh,
just got right now, it's also from DataMites placement
yes,
team, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, that's wonderful. Uh, how much percentage of the questions in interview they have asked in statistics?
In percentage,
How
it's
many
like
questions? Yeah, probably.
20%, or
Oh,
we can say 10 to 20%.
what kind of statistic questions they ask?
Statistic questions are like how you can standardize your data, how you can normalize your data. So that things they can ask, like,
Mostly on the feature transformation.
yes, feature engineering and all.
Okay, wonderful. So how much technical questions in terms of Python they ask?
So they started with Python only.
Everything happens with Python, right? But
Yes.
was it to Python programming side or more Python towards pandas and those kind of things?
No, sir. It was logical based, like,
Okay.
yes, sir. We
Okay.
can say, yes, sir.
You can say, yes, please go ahead.
Yes, it was like they started from very basic, the logical, like how to some simple programs, and then they started like how you can apply these things in your models and all feature engine, how you can do feature engineering, how you can clean the data through Python. These things they ask.
Okay. And most of the times it's a comfortable questions in Python, right? Not too deeper into Python programming.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What materials you have studied? Well, of course, you can start with DataMites materials. You have a lot of material, so you can tell them. And also, have you studied in external ones?
So at first I completely go through the DataMites video.
Okay.
Yes, maths, stats, also the recorded sessions were there. So whenever I got an issue with the, you know, applying the things during my project, so I go through the recorded sessions again. So firstly, I completed those sessions. Then after I now I done with these videos, I completely go through videos. So then I started YouTube, then Udemy course also. I started one course there, Stanford University's machine learning course.
Hmm.
So yes, that one only I explored.
Okay. I very much support the way you are learning. That's something I also ask people to do it. Because when you learn from different sources for the same topic, your knowledge becomes more stronger because
Yes,
every author, every presenter, every course has a different view on a certain topic. If you look at the same, if you want to learn clustering or if you want to learn gradient boosting, for example, you look at, of course, DataMites have all the materials. And then you also look at, let's say, a Udemy course. You also look at a YouTube course. You understand the concept from different direction, different perspective. It becomes more stronger. And also you can critically see if there is any differences. How is the differences? That makes your learning more
yes,
active learning. I guess most of your videos you saw on your mind, right?
yes.
The recorded videos should be mine. Okay, that's good. All right. So I have a lot of questions popping up. Before that, I would like to know your the current way of working and what's your plan for your career. So now that you are a data scientist and ML engineer, you are what you're doing right now and what's your plans?
Yes, currently I'm working on computer vision projects, and before 1 or 2 months, I worked on Python API also there for
Hmm.
some task, and one NLP small project was there for NLP. I worked also there, and for first 2 months, I did data preparation only
That's
because it's the core thing of the ML engineer, like how you collect the data, how you prepare the data to fit into the models, to train the models. So that thing I learned there. Yeah, still it's going on.
okay. Wonderful. That's really inspiring. And of course, you are a fresher, right? When did you
Yes, sir.
complete your graduation?
2022 only, sir.
Okay, great. So same year you complete graduation, you become a data scientist.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful.
Actually, I joined DataMites in my last semester.
Oh, okay. That's a very smart decision. It's really good. Okay, so now let's move on to the questions. We have a lot of questions coming in. We will take the questions which are valid. Try to answer as much as possible. I have a question. So I would also request DataMites team to look at the other channels, YouTube, LinkedIn, and copy the questions and paste it over here in the chat box. It'll be easy for us to take it from here. I have a question from Muzamil Khan, and What is the working culture? So people are worried about now working culture, working hours, because what's your working culture? How is the see how is life as a data scientist is the question.
It's
Work
really
life balance.
it's really good. Actually, it's fun. Like you spend that much enough hours on your projects, and actually my team is also really good. Like they are very cooperative, and my manager also. So all is going on like good. If you know how to manage your work, then it's really fun for you.
Okay, wonderful. That's precise answer. Thank you. And I have a question from Mahadeva Swami. And he says, I'm an AIML aspirant. Do you have a complete separate internships for CDS and AIML?
Yeah, I completed my internship first.
Correct. So the question is, I can answer this. Maybe it's question for DataMites. Mahadeva Swami, CDS is a combo course. Essentially, 70% of the CDS is AIML. All right. So when you complete CDS, AIML is actually 70% of it. And when you do the project, you do AIML projects. So I think that answers your question. I have a question from Samai Rahman. And is it a remote or work from office, your current job? Um,
No,
both.
office work, office hours.
Okay. So you go to office, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
All right. So that's a fact. So there is no opinion on that. Muzamil Khan has another question. Is about the package. So yeah, you are under 5 lakhs, as I know. So don't have to disclose that. Thank you for that. But we also have participants who have got 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs. But I strongly suggest there is always an opinion in the market. What is your starting package? I'm going to tell you again, as I tell all the time, your starting package, even if it is less than 5 lakhs, does not matter. Because when you actually get about 6 months to 1 year experience, your current employer themselves will double it. I guarantee that. Otherwise, they cannot hold you, or you find it somewhere outside. So your starting package, if it is under 5 lakhs, under 10 lakhs, it does not matter, right? Because the 1 year of your experience as ML engineer, data scientist is so valuable that your employer should be worried about your package, not you. So don't worry about that. So I have a question from other channel from YouTube actually. What challenges have you faced while working on machine learning projects? So that's a question for you.
Yeah, in feature engineering, and in the main part is the accuracy while I was doing image classification task. And there I did like data augment. I learned a new different technique, data augmentation there. So the main part is like how the true positives and the true negatives, how the false positives, how you come up, solve these type of things. So I face these things only, and feature engineering also.
Right. The way you handle this precision and recall, true positives, true negatives, is by augmenting data. That's
Yeah.
very important thing. So you actually balance the data or even augment the data by using different super sampling or averaging algorithms, and thereby you can balance the true positive and true negative. It's a good question. That's actually the challenge we face all the time, right? When you fine tune the algorithm, the major problem for us is to balance the precision and recall. Sometimes precisions are important, sometimes recall is important. Data is
Yes,
data.
this is
So
the
now we
main.
have to either transform it, augment it. Of course, we can also fine tune the algorithm, but that doesn't have great effect. The effect you can get it by actually tweaking the data itself, not tweaking, by augmenting data. Which company I mentioned before? Exam AI is exam.ai is the company she's working currently.
Examroom.ai, sir.
Examroom.ai. Okay, fine. Sirisha Kurakala has a question. To join this course, or what is this? To join this webinar course or to join the direct job? I didn't get the question. So I'm going to pass. If you want to, if I'm not able to understand, I would request Sirisha to paraphrase or retype the question. I didn't get that. I have a question from LinkedIn, which is, what type of machine learning algorithm do you use most often? What algorithm you use in your work most often?
During my office hours.
In your work, yeah.
Okay. Actually, sir, I'm working on computer vision projects, so not classical machine learning. So deep learning algorithms I used mostly.
Yeah, CNN and the variation of CNN.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. And I have a question from Wahid Ullah. Name some of the projects that you have worked on. Is it like interview question, Wahid? So she already mentioned many times about the projects. I'm going to pass this question. Uh, I have a question from LinkedIn again. Um, it says, what are the different types of rounds in interview? Maybe it's relevant. What different rounds of interview attended?
Yes, it was 2 or 3 rounds was there. Like first round is the very basic Python and SQL. So after that, the machine learning and deep learning part was there. And third one is, HR round and all.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have a question from Khan again. What are the skills and things one should learn by themselves before joining any course? That's a valid question. Do you need to have a prior knowledge before joining any course? That's a question?
Yes, sir. Like the how we should know like the prior things, how to come, like we joined the course but not it's for ourselves, like we are not interested in this. We after 2 months we are like thinking like no, I can't do this. So first explore, like fully go through with the fully roadmap of that course, so you can you should have that knowledge.
Right. So I'm just going to paraphrase what she said. So essentially, you should be aware of what you're getting into. So there may not be a technical knowledge you need. If a bit of Python is good, but if you don't have any of the prior knowledge, it's fine. But you should be aware of what you're getting into. So you should know what you're going to learn. So we can explore by looking at the syllabus, looking at few of the videos, YouTube's, and set yourself ready. So so before joining the course, you should know what you're getting into, so that you don't have a problem while you're doing the course. That's the answer for her, and I really appreciate. Very good answer. I have a question from LinkedIn again, from Praveen Kumar from LinkedIn. What are the different types of round? I think it's answered. So it's the same question someone else asked, so that's fine. Difference between DataMites project and exam. Oh, basically you're asking what's the difference between learning projects and the real projects? How are they different? Did you find anything different? Is what the question is. From Sai Prasad.
Yes, it's quite different. Like it was your learning projects, capstone projects, but in companies we are handling client projects or real time projects. So all about documented the things, use cases. We work on small use cases over there.
From a technical standpoint, there won't be much of difference.
Yes.
In fact, in DataMites, you do a live project, which is also a live client project. But when it goes to company, so because you're going to work with many other team members and the clients, and you have to communicate, the
Yes.
project documentation and see, when you're learning a project, you run a model many times. You don't really bother about documenting it. There you have to log it because you have to show the efforts you have spent before you arrived at the final model. For that, you need to really take a structured approach in terms of documenting and logging every aspect of yours so that others can also collaborate with you. Okay, Sai. So thank you very much. I have a question from LinkedIn again from Saneem. And the question is, do you think certification helped you to get a job? And can you get a job without the course or the certification? I'll leave it to you.
I can't say it like this. Like DataMites helped me a lot. They arranged interviews for me, and for conceptual things also, for guidance also, proper guidance they teach me. So it's upon you.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if you, I can ask the question. Everything you wanted to learn about data science or ML, it's out there. It is for free. You can find this matter in YouTube. Udemy, you pay $300, you get a lot of courses, $400 or whatever. So definitely, there is nothing DataMites is going to teach you which is not out there. That is fact. And if someone says otherwise, it's not true. So, but DataMites or any course provider can give you a structure. So you have a clear structure, you have a modules, you have mentors, you have projects, you have also placement assistants, and you always tracked, you are assessed. The structured learning will help you to learn within 7 months and get into career, like what she does. If you learn by yourself, if you are smart, you might take a year and you can still get into the jobs. Absolutely, I would say that is possible. But the 5 6 months you're spending extra by your own, it's not worth it, because if you even you look from a financial perspective, a month of salary will cover your course. So from any different perspective, I always suggest people strongly that try to have a mentor, try to have a course, because it will effectively reduce your learning curve and also keep you focused. If you learn by yourself, you might actually get demotivated or you will go here and there. uh, so it's not about the content, because content is available free on the web all the time. It's about the structured, mentored training, which is important. Coming to certification, a good certification will get you a light, which means that if you put it in a profile, they'll say, oh, you know what, you are certified in this. You're good. So DataMites works with the IABAC, International Association of Business Analytics from Europe, or if you can get IBM certificate or whatever certificate, right? So you get the certificate and that will get you light. Your profile will get screened. You'll get to the next level. But certificate is definitely not going to get you a job. Your knowledge will get you the job and certificate will get you the focus. I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much. Sanin, sorry. And then I have a question from YouTube again. Can we transition from data analytics to data science? I can answer the question, and answer is yes, because data analytics is actually, data science is an evolution of data analytics. If you're already working with data analytics, then you are already in that stream. It's a matter of learning machine learning and job preparation, and you should be smoothly transitioning to data science. I have a question from LinkedIn. I don't know, I didn't mention the name. LinkedIn question: what aspects of the job excite you the most for you?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
What aspects of the job excite you the most? I literally read the question. So
What aspects of the job? Like, you know, uh, the mainly projects, like I'm interested in computer vision projects, so I learned there from the very basic, working on computer vision projects. And you know uh, how you are learning step by step, so it is very interesting for me, so it excites me a lot. I'm learning, still in the job I'm learning, so this excites me a lot.
okay, I have few more questions. I have a lot of questions. I'm going to curtail it down because it's a 30 minutes and it's already 40 minutes now. So I'm taking last few questions. A question from YouTube again. No, sorry, not from YouTube. Yeah, from Sai Prasad. Suggestions to DataMites students who are about to complete the projects and ready for the job assignments. Yeah, please go ahead. That's your question.
Yes, I'm telling you, like, please go with the Python first. If you are really okay with the Python for data science thing, then you move further to the next step. Don't go like different tasks. Uh, means
Go with the curriculum. Is that
yeah,
what you're saying? So
yeah,
go with the curriculum.
yes. Step by step move. Yeah, this is my answer.
Okay, so this course, Certified Data Scientist, is about 7 years old course. Nearly 40,000 learners have taken it. Thousands of people have transitioned to the jobs. Well structured one, right? As she suggested, Divya suggested, don't try to learn things in middle, right? If you're not comfortable with Python and you go doing machine learning, if you get an error, you're stuck with Python error, not with the machine learning error. Then you are wasting time. So you have to first of all learn the Python as required for the data science, so that any Python error you can simply solve it. right? So that when you go to machine learning, you'll be more comfortable learning machine learning, not going back to the Python. Is that correct, Divya?
Yes, sir. And if you know Python, na, you can if while doing machine learning projects, classical machine learning, you can understand maths easily, and you go to know like how to apply Python, logics in through Python. So yeah, Python helps a lot.
Okay, wonderful. I fully agree with her. So yeah, take a suggestion on that. Uh, Muzamil Khan has a question. Any skill you encountered that company management expected you to know, or you think you would have done, could appreciated me more? It's a very complex question, but let me try to paraphrase it. Any skill that you encounter that, so it's essentially, I think the question is, do you, did you any, do you miss any skills that is been expected in your company? That's the question.
Yeah, sir. I don't like know the SQL part also. The advancement of SQL, that is the first one. And the second one is I didn't know about the optimizers also. Like how the, yes, how the activation
Facility.
from, yes, how we can, how the optimizers affect our accuracy and all these things, like the deep knowledge of the activation functions also they expected from me. But now
Correct.
I'm learning, I'm getting the
That's good.
things.
I thank Khan for asking this question and also Divya. To add to that, advanced SQL is added to CDS mid of last year. So after you have completed it, now we have two courses in SQL, not just SQL Foundation. We also have advanced SQL. And coming to optimizers, I'm going to take it as a note. I'm going to pass it on to the SME team of these DataMites who will do the content. So
Yes.
essentially, we have, the gradient descent is the base. It's a mother of all optimizers. Then
Yeah.
we have many variations. The stochastic gradient descent, SGD, is the main one. We
Yes.
also have ADAM, which is adaptive boosting and other things. All of these are actually relatively easy to learn, but so maybe there should be an explicit module talking about the optimizers. So I will take it as a note and pass it on to the DataMites team. Thank you very much. All right. So actually, we completed all the questions. So I have one question from Sai. Will there be any scenario-based question in interview? Last question.
Yes.
Okay, answer is yes.
Yes.
Scenario-based.
Definitely. And you should know how to explain your thoughts. This really matters.
Okay, cool. One last question coming from LinkedIn, I guess. LinkedIn, yes. So while clearing the written test, what they ask, like they gave any ML model data set, or it is multiple choice question or coding? Did you write any assessment test?
No. In one of my interview, I like give the written test, but it was like multiple questions, multiple choice questions, like and aptitude type questions, and some scenario based questions also was there. But all were multiple choice.
Okay, so that should be easy. So from my perspective, I take interviews for a lot of my clients as well. I'm also I hire people for my clients as a solution, as a consulting. I don't ask right to write a code, right? That's very rare. That's kind of be done before screening, but in the actual interviews, we are more into understanding your base concepts. The reason we do that, because these models will keep changing. I mean, tomorrow you don't even have to write a code. You just have to drag and drop. It's already happening. You have Azure Studio, which mostly is non-coding, right? So this field of AI/ML changes every 6 months. You have new platforms, new tools, new things, right?
Yes.
What we look at is, do you have a good basics? And really important thing, do you have a learning attitude, the learning coefficient we call LQ, right? So if you can learn a new technology by the documentation and few tutorials they'll put on, that's good enough for me, because if you're in a project, you definitely learn new packages, new things. Your learning coefficient is more important than what you know right now. Of
Yes.
course, you should know the foundation fundamentals, but it's more important to know how fast you can learn things. That's what we normally target. And that cannot be tested by the questions. So we don't really recommend MCQs and stuff. We talk to the people, understand the basics, and we also understand whether they have learned things faster in their projects. That's what is more important.
Yes.
And that's my kind of like a part-time job. So I do interviews like in thousands. So whenever I do interviews for AI, ML, data science, only thing I look at is the learning coefficients, fundamentals, of course, and also I'll validate whether the projects they have done it correctly or they have done it or they just put it in the profile. And the very important thing I look at is, do you have that learning coefficient? Do you have the learning attitude of like getting a new technology quick? That's more important for me. Okay, so I have one question which I can take. Can we get a job in recession time? Good news. I done a live video 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, purely on this topic. So McKinsey, all the Indian government, US, everyone has published the very clear information that the only job which might be not affected or less affected is data related jobs, especially data science, AI, ML, analytics kind of job. So it is not said by one, it almost by every country and think tanks have clearly published that this is the job which will be least affected by the recession. So it is in the top of your recession-proof jobs. So you have that answer. Another question, is there any live demonstration expected in this interview? No, I don't think so. So you can tell as well, Divya. Do they ask you to write something on that?
No, no.
See, if someone is asking it, I don't join that company because they have a different idea about the topic itself.
Yes. Only logics they want to know how you approach to that problem.
A good company won't do it because that can be right for the software engineers because they are looking for a coding skills, not for data scientists. Data scientists are looking at the attitude and the fundamentals, not the code itself, right?
Yes.
Sai Prasad has a question. What's your opinion on ChatGPT? You know what? Everyone has an opinion on ChatGPT. You go to Twitter, I think it's flooded with it. Even the richest guy in India, Adani, is talking about that he's addicted to ChatGPT. This question I don't have to answer, Sai. Okay. All right. So that's all. I have questions from Q&A as well. Let me just see if I can. I have a question from Sai. I think we already answered that. We also answered that. Okay, there's a question from Sai again saying that, did you attend mock interviews in DataMites and did they help?
Yes.
Mock
yes,
interviews.
I attended mock interviews. Mock interviews are like really good. You attain the confidence there, like how you gonna work on your communicating part, how you expressing your thoughts. Like the interviewer also gives us feedback at last. You can work on this thing, you can work on this thing, you are lacking on this, so we can work on this before going to the real time interviews. Yeah.
It's actually otherwise around. DataMites team will not let you to go to actual interviews without attending mock interviews.
Yes.
We don't want to screw up relation with our clients. So we only make sure that you are ready to the interviews, then only we'll send it across. Okay.
Yes.
And then Wahid has a question. Okay, I think data science, data analytics certificate. Wahid, you can simply drop a message to care@datamites.com if you didn't get any certificate of webinars you attended. They will send it across within 24 hours. I just put the care@datamites.com and they will send it within 24 hours. You can also type my name, Ashok Veda. If it doesn't happen, you can drop a message in LinkedIn. I'll make sure that you get it within early as possible. Okay. I have a question from, I don't know which channel. Is it possible to enter AIML field for a person who has more than 10 years experience in non-coding? Definitely yes. And I have easily hundreds of people have transitioned like that, Mahadeva. So you can confidently take that as yes. I have a question from anonymous attendee. Is it possible to a person to enter? Oh, it's the same question. I think our anonymous attendee is Mahadeva. Okay. All right. So we have so many questions answered. I do have other questions, but that can be answered. One question from YouTube. Will they ask to write SQL query? No, depends on the company. Some company which are purely, let's say they're taking you for the data engineering part. You're going to work on extracting data. They might ask you to write a query because your predominant work is to writing an SQL query, and they want to make sure that. But that's a very particular case. In general, no. Okay. But if they ask you to write a query, you should be ready to write a query. If you don't have that, you are not ready for the market. Okay. We have exceeded our time. It's 45 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session and asking relevant right questions. Even I have taken a point which I can communicate back to DataMites. We always do that. The curriculum is always dynamic. Whatever market needs, that will be added, that will be included in the next courses. So thank you very much for your valuable inputs. I thank Divya for taking time. And as I always
Thank
say,
you, sir.
people like me with 20 plus of experience, when they say, it doesn't connect to the people. So because we have crossed that, right? People like you who have studied and got the job and sharing the experience really matter, because I'm pretty sure for a few hundreds of people now you become an inspiration and they work towards becoming a data scientist. I really thank you for taking your time, Divya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
All right. So that's all. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a great weekend as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.